Friends, Karl Marx argued that human beings make history, but not as they want to, or in the conditions of their choice, but within the constraints and possibilities of the historical and structural situations that they are in. अगर हम इसे सिंपल वर्ड्स में कहें तो सब लोग कुछ ना कुछ लेगेसी छोड़ के जाते हैं, एक हिस्ट्री बनाते हैं, बट उनकी सिचुएशंस कभी भी सेम नहीं होती. हमें कॉन्स्टेंटली जो भी कार्ड्स हमें डील किए गए हैं by the way of our fate or destiny or our current situation, we have to play with those cards. And if we never give up, then we are never out of the game. So friends, just remember this. If you are preparing even a little bit, then you are ahead of the people who are not even trying. So यही मेन ज़ील थी, यही मेन मोटिवेशन थी इन वॉइस नोट्स के पीछे कि हम कॉन्स्टेंटली प्रिपेयर करते रहें. चाहे हम थोड़ा सा ही प्रिपेयर करें एक दिन, बट हमारे वो कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर हों और ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट्स पढ़े जाएं जो हमें क्लैरिटी प्रोवाइड करते हैं और जो हमारे सिलेबस के एंगल से रेलेवेंट है. So friends, today we will be discussing about trans fatty acids and Living Planet Index Report 2020. I am Raghav Shandilya and this is UPSC Voice Notes. Let's get started. So our first topic today is trans fats. Trans fatty acids are the most harmful type of fats. They are mostly produced artificially, but they also occur naturally in small amounts. Artificial trans fatty acids are made when hydrogen reacts with oil and produce a fat resembling pure ghee. We mostly consume trans fatty acids through partially hydrogenated vegetable oils or PHVO. Partially hydrogenated vegetable oils, PHVO, like vanaspati and margarine. Natural trans fatty acids are present in meat and dairy products. Saturated fats increase cholesterol levels, but artificial fats not only do that, but also reduces the good cholesterol in our body. So friends, अभी तक हमने ये पढ़ा कि trans fatty acids कैसे बनते हैं, अगर इन्हें आर्टिफिशियली प्रिपेयर करना हो तो कैसे प्रिपेयर किया जाता है, इनके हार्मफुल इफ़ेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं हमारी बॉडी पे, कौन कौन सी तरह के ट्रांस फैटी एसिड्स हम कंज्यूम करते हैं, नेचुरल ट्रांस फैटी एसिड्स किस किस चीज़ों में पाए जाते हैं और इनका बॉडी पर क्या इफ़ेक्ट होता है. नाउ लेट्स सी what are the different initiatives which are taken by the government to tackle the menace of trans fats. So first, FSSAI, which is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. So FSSAI regulation in 2016, reducing the permissible limit of trans fatty acids in edible fats and oils to 5%. 2016 में FSSAI की एक रेगुलेशन आई थी जिसके हिसाब से परमिसिबल लिमिट सेट की गई थी ट्रांस फैटी एसिड्स की, which was 5% in edible fats and oils. Then second one is a WHO's Replace campaign 2018 for global elimination of trans fatty acids by 2023. FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, has set this deadline to 2022. So remember, Replace campaign of 2018 is from WHO, which is against trans fatty acids, and it has set a global elimination target of 2023 to replace trans fatty acids in our food. But Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has set a deadline of 2023. So in this way, India is acting in a much more progressive sense against trans fatty acids. Third one, trans fatty acid free logo launched by Food Safety and Standards Authority of India for voluntary labeling. If TFA amount doesn't exceed 0.2 grams per milliliters per 1000 gram per milliliter. So anyone can voluntarily adopt a TFA free logo on their food products if their food products do not have trans fatty acids above 0.2 grams per milliliter for every 100 gram per milliliter of food they produce. Fourth one, WHO recommends that trans fatty acid intake should not exceed 1% of the total energy intake. So friends, this was all about trans fatty acids. Now let's move on to Living Planet Report 2020, 13th edition. So Living Planet Report is released by WWF, which is World Wildlife Fund, and Zoological Society of London. This is a biennial report which tracks wildlife populations across the globe. So this is a biennial report. This means it is released every 2 years. And it tracks the wildlife population across the globe. So key findings. क्या findings हैं इस report की ये हम देखते हैं एक बार. So first one. Population of vertebrates species declined by 68% between 1970 and 2016. This is very alarming. 68% decline has been noted in the vertebrate population. Second, freshwater wildlife population declined by 84%, especially in Latin America and the Caribbean. Third, freshwater biodiversity is the most threatened one globally, even more than the oceans and the forests. Fourth, highest biodiversity loss due to the land use change globally has been in Europe and Central Asia at 57.9%, almost 58%. Fifth one, 75% of Earth's ice-free land severely altered and 85% of the wetlands has been lost. Sixth, 1 of every 5 plants threatened with extinction. Seventh, land use change is the biggest driver of biodiversity loss. So हमने 7 key findings पढ़ी इसकी. एक बार दोबारा से करते हैं. Population of vertebrate species declined by 68% between 1970 and 2016. Freshwater wildlife population declined by 84%, especially in the Latin America and the Caribbean. Freshwater biodiversity is the most threatened one globally, even more than the oceans and the forests. Highest biodiversity loss due to land use change globally has been in Europe and Central Asia at 57.9%. 75% of Earth's ice-free land severely altered, and 85% area of the wetlands has been lost. 1 of every 5 plants threatened with extinction. Land use change is the biggest driver of biodiversity loss. So these are some harsh realities which the globe is facing in these times. So now let's discuss about ecological footprint. So according to Global Footprint Network, the biological productive area which is needed to provide for everything used falls under the ambit when they are calculating the ecological footprint. In 2014, humanity's ecological footprint was 1.7 planet Earths, which means that humanity's demands were 1.7 times faster than what Earth's ecosystem renewed. In the same context, National Footprints Accounts 2014 says that India has a biocapacity of approximately 0.5 global hectares per person, meaning it is a biocapacity debtor. That means we are an ecologically deficient country. In simple words, we have a 148% more demand than supply capacity of its natural resources. Staggering 148%, friends. This is absurd. We cannot even imagine what kind of effect this has on the ecosystem. Now we will discuss what is the India's role towards the global biodiversity change. So India is home to 17.7% of the global population and 8% of global biodiversity. India has lost 12% of its wild mammals, 19% amphibians, and 3% birds in the last 50 years. India's ecological footprint per person is greater than 1.6 global hectares per person, smaller than many large countries, but its high population have made the gross footprint significantly high. So friends, this was all for today's edition of UPSC Voice Notes, and I hope that you find this useful, and this initiative is helping me to revise certain topics that I want to, and I'm sharing these with you as a collective effort. So let's keep working, and let's keep grinding. CSE 2021, that is our goal, guys. Let's go. I'll see you in the next edition, day after tomorrow, and that's all for today. I'm Raghav Shandilya. Good night.